Mustache is looking crispy. Okay, so in this here video, we are going to discuss Dragon Ball Sparking Zero and my current opinions about it, or more so my worries. Some good, some bad. I do have some concerns and issues with the game despite all the hype. I'd like to start off by saying I am very excited for this game. As someone who grew up playing all the Budokai, all the Tenkaichi games, or Sparking games, I've yet to play a game that has scratched that itch since. I know I'm not the only one who's been waiting for a proper Budokai Tenkaichi reboot or remake, and Sparking Zero is it's shaping up to finally be that game, in my humble opinion. Even a crisp, icy, cold glass of water in this blazing hiffle hole we all share. I'd also like to discuss the weird toxicity that is currently in the Dragon Ball community or anime community here. To be honest, I'm very new to this online space, so please let me know if the current state of affairs is business as usual, or has everyone lost their goddamn minds. I never felt the need to consume a lot of anime content online, here on YouTube and such, because I don't really need people's reviews. I just kind of watch what I watch. I've yet to really find a game that really could suck me in, so I haven't really had any experience within the community here. I've watched some Afro Senju. He's pretty good. When I was really into Shinobi Strikers for a minute. That was fun. Burkle. I like Burkle. When I first started playing Xenoverse. I don't really play that anymore, but whatever. But something about those games, I don't know if it's like the grind, something just couldn't keep me in. Couldn't keep me sucked into it. Couldn't keep me going. I'm not new to anime or Dragon Ball whatsoever. I'm definitely not as into anime as a lot of you probably are. Probably because I'm a pretentious asshole. I'm very picky about the anime I watch. I just kind of rewatch a lot of the older stuff. I've been trying to watch newer things, but a lot of newer anime just don't really hit for me. I don't know what it is. I don't want to be like a weird elitist nostalgia prick. It's just some are hard to get into. I like Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer's pretty sick. These aren't as new, but I also like Full Metal. I was really into Darker Than Black. That was a good one. Soul Eater. I really liked Soul Eater. Blue Exorcist. Blue Exorcist was good. Seen a little bit of Bleach. I know Bleach is popping off right now because of the new game. I like Bleach, but I never finished it. I've watched I believe it's like a movie, that like Bleach movie. They used to play it on Toonami a lot. I've seen that a couple times. I think played it on Toonami. One on TV somewhere. I do need to watch Castlevania. I got a friend who keeps telling me I need to watch that. It looks good. Just haven't got around to it. I don't know. Give me some suggestions. Maybe I'll catch up on some stuff. I like mech. I like mecha anime. Gundam. I love Gundam. Especially Gundam Wing. That's my favorite one. My dad actually had introduced me to Dragon Ball and Gundam when I was a wee lad. Wee child. We'd sit down every week together at dinner and watch Toonami, catch the newest Dragon Ball and whatever else they would have come on. It's mostly Dragon Ball at that time. So I think that might have a strong influence on the type of anime that I watch or that I enjoy. Little anecdote aside here. I'm yapping. Let's get into this, shall we? Okay. So I am worried about a few things with Sparking Zero. They're more just worries than actual issues that I have, because I feel like there's things that could be fixed. Hopefully, we'll see. Certain things, most of it is just we're not really gonna know until the game comes out, right? Just want to know what you guys feel. If there's any information that I just have been unable to find online about these things, let me know. Yeah, so we're gonna start with a big topic. See a lot of people whining about But I am too a little disappointed with the base roster so far. I understand. I got Burkle pulled up here. I understand that they aren't going to put every single character in at release. At least I don't think so. I feel like we're already probably kind of like missing some, right? Because they've shown us some super characters, right? Some like tournament of power characters that, we got some, but we don't have all. I feel like throughout some of these sagas, we are missing some so far. I know Gamescom is coming up. This will probably be up before then, but we'll probably make a video on that depending on what they announce or what happens there, if it contradicts anything I'm saying here or whatever. I'm not going to hold this or much of anything I might say here against the game too much, because for the most part I believe I understand why things are the way they are. Like, I love Cooler, I love Janemba, my favorite villains, fucking great. But I'm pretty sure movie characters are going to be DLC. This game seems like they're kind of going for more of a live servicey thing, so I'm very much expecting some DLC here. GT's looking like some DLC. That would be unfortunate, because I love GT. Grew up with it. I really enjoyed it when I was little, so there is like a little, but there's some. It's probably a little bit more nostalgia. I know GT. Watching back GT, it's not good. They had some really cool ideas, but they just did not execute them well. I'm hoping they're not. I'm hoping they're not DLC, and hopefully we get them eventually. And they're just, there's no way that if they leave them out, that would be crazy. And I'll be the first to say I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, I'll make a video and I'll apologize for everything I've ever said. But I really don't see them being in the base game at this point. I don't, because they need some content for DLC. I just don't think it's gonna happen, which is, like I said, unfortunate. But I get it. Games these days, they need ways to finance themselves post release. So I understand there's going to be season passes. There's going to be DLC. There's going to be microtransactions. It's unfortunate, but that is the state of things right now. Yet I am optimistic though. Maybe that means these characters might get some more love. I'm probably coping, but maybe that means these other characters, it gives them more time to pay more attention to the details with the things they're going to put out. Do we have any evidence that will be the case? I don't think so. I'm just hoping. But ideally, DLC, season passes, microtransactions, as unfortunate as it is out there in the game, ideally, hopefully, they will extend support for the game, and ultimately its life cycle. If this game ends up being as good as we think it's going to be, we're going to want to support it, right? And if they're going to have DLC and season passes, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. They're just following an industry standard for supporting a game after it's released, right? Like, who thought Fortnite would be where it is today? Clearly these things work. These systems work for these games. And I don't think Sparking Zero is the next Fortnite by any means, but I hope you can see what I'm saying here. I haven't seen much about how they're handling the whole microtransaction ordeal here, but I am concerned with that. I don't know how it's going to work in this game. If somebody does, please tell me. I haven't really found much. Maybe I just didn't dig hard enough. Yeah, like, what else are we going to be able to buy with money? And is any of this going to put someone at a disadvantage if they don't have it, right? Like, are they going to release these costumes or items or even characters in DLC that are just like, you got to have them or you're going to get your ass kicked, right? Like, is Goku with the power pole going to be stronger than Goku without power pole? Stuff like that. How deep is the item system going to be? Is it going to be much like BT3, which most people didn't use that. I kind of did back in the day, but when I play now, I don't bother with it. It was fun. I really liked the item system in the Budokai games because that really meant something. So I felt like in BT3 it doesn't really matter. It's a fun thing to mess around with if you want to, but who does that? I am interested to see how that's going to play out in Sparking Zero here, because we're gonna have ranked. You know, our items and those customization options allowed in the ranked modes. What does it mean? Like, how are these things going to? I really hope this won't be the case. You know, I really hope they're not gonna be able to. You're not gonna be able to have like busted builds of certain characters. And if it ends up happening, hopefully they're on top of balancing things. I know they're not super concerned with balancing, which is whatever. So this one's kind of I want to say a small critique, right? Because it just would be an interesting choice, and I know it won't be game breaking. You know, I'm not hung up on it, but we have yet to see any of these. I don't know what people call them necessarily, a rush special or like a melee specials, you know, like Dragon Fist. We've yet to see them work on a giant character. You know, when I first heard about that, see, I got this here.
Because if
see, they worked in Budokai 3, but we have here, I'm a little too far ahead. Where am I? No, trash vid. Bad content creator. Okay. It just bounces off. Right, and this is the only, if somebody has a clip of someone else doing this, please share it with me, because this is the only one I could find. I've seen people resharing, you know, re-uploading this clip, and it looks like, is it bouncing off, or is Great Ape here using a, I don't know what they call it, like an explosive wave counter, because he takes like half of a health bar hit, right? Like in that, those, at least in BT3, the explosive wave counters, it costs you health. So I'm not sure what's going on there. I hope they change that, really, honestly. Hopefully that's what happened here. that was, maybe it was like he was blocking, that's what it looks like when he blocks, or that was a counter. And I mean, if it really just does not work on giant characters, they really got to figure that one out, because that is silly. You know, if you're gonna have Dragon Fist on Super Saiyan 3 Goku, we're probably gonna get Hirudegarn, and if you can't use it on Hirudegarn, it's kind of like, why is it there? You know, it just wouldn't make sense. You know, and that wasn't the only rush move that worked on giants either, right? Like, I'm pretty sure, yeah, like heat dome attack worked on giants, right? For Android Saga Trunks, but we'll have to wait and see. Speaking of rush attacks, I could not find any. I don't think I have anything. I couldn't find a clip because I really didn't feel like sitting through a bunch of demo gameplay, but I see it happen a lot, so I'm probably gonna find it. Rush attacks slipping off and missing a lot. I don't know what that's about. I don't know if it's just like a bug, if they're blocking. I'm sure if you've watched enough of these demo gameplays, you probably know what I'm talking about. And the rush attacks look weird. I don't know what that's about. We'll have to see. Hopefully they change that. I don't know what's going on with that. It's kind of goofy looking. Oh, okay. Moving on. We did see this though. This was cool. I'm excited to see what else they're cooking up here with these unique interactions. That would be pretty sick if you guys haven't seen this straight from the anime. Oh, and I haven't seen really anyone talk about this, but when he throws him, he spins him around, and because they're underwater, the bubbles, beautiful, gorgeous, absolutely wonderful. And then beam struggles. I'm so conflicted on the beam struggle, right? Like, these are so they make sense, like here, right? When you have Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Vegeta, it makes some sense. And it's kind of cool. But on every character, right, like Yamcha, you're gonna have like Yamcha and say like Burger, right? Are they gonna beam clash and it's gonna look like this? Or Yamcha and like Nappa, right? And the spinning, man, the spinning of the camera. What is that about? What's going on there? I really hope they give us like a toggle, right? An option to turn the spinning camera off. Something to make it not so nauseating. Now, listen, I understand beam struggles they don't happen often. I've seen people make that argument, and that is true in PvP, especially in like BT3. Like, there's not gonna be a lot of situations where it's remotely ideal to beam struggle, or it's even probably gonna happen on accident. But it's still there, I love that beam struggles are back, but it's a wee bit of a fumble. They look weird. You don't get to see the progress of the beam struggle. At least not now. I don't know if that's something they could change. I don't think it is. I really don't think they're gonna change that. I just hope let me toggle the spinning camera off and I'll be happy. That is at a minimum all I want. I also want to say I am worried about the game is going to play competitively, right? Do I have anything here about that? I do not. So in my last video, I did recommend to go watch Acrylics and Shonen Games. They give a lot of like really what feels like really good information about the game. At least it makes sense. I only say that because we haven't had our hands on it, as players, as myself. So I don't know for certain that what they're saying is true. I don't know why they would be lying, but they seem to be pretty excited about the game. They also seem to have there's some things here and there that look a little weird. Like when you go in sparking and you have the infinite, I don't know what they call it, the infinite combo you can do when you're in sparking mode. I really don't think that's going to be an issue in real PvP because there are ways to get out of it. At least in BT3 there was, if you hold down block long enough, they can only combo you for so long. You're only stunned for so long, and then if you're holding down block, you can go into block after a certain amount of time. And then from there, you could probably do a, wow. From there, you could probably do a, a Sonic Sway. There we go. From there, you can do like a Sonic Sway, or get in like a Z counter maybe if they drop it for a second. We're gonna see how that goes, because you can 2-bar. You can go into sparking and take someone down 2 bars. It is insane. But I am a little worried how it's gonna play competitively, because the whole making the game more accessible to casuals thing is worrying. I'm not gonna lie. Like, how easy is the game going to be? How easy? Like, will that make the game come down to more of a character choice? Which I know the characters are kind of intentionally unbalanced, but I'm really hoping not to such a degree that it's going to be much of an issue. Will it come down to more character choice rather than skill and talent? Yeah, from what I've heard from these BT vets, competitive BT vets, they say it sounds like there's a good chance. It sounds like there's a good chance here for a very fun competitive experience. They say the game is responsive, feels good, and from what is being gathered here, it seems combo potential is really great. They say the game plays very much like BT2 and BT3, and that there is, like, if you include different cancels and techs, there's like over 1,000 combos you can do in BT2. So if they're right about this, maybe we got some real potential here for some real fun fights, which will segue us into a really big concern I have, a really big worry. Will the online be functional enough to enjoy the game in a ranked or competitive fashion? I never played Jump Force. It looked weird, just the art style and it being like the hyper realistic. Excuse me, the hyper realistic Unreal Engine shit. It just looked weird. But I did watch a lot of it because it's fun to watch, at least. I know that game had some online issues, though, making it difficult to play it seriously sometimes, and I can't find it, but I swear there's another game made by Spike Chunsoft that had a sketchy online. I was reading something about it. like a few days ago or like a week ago, but I cannot find it. I have no idea where it is or what it is. I don't know. Maybe I'm smoking crack, but I swear there was another one. I just really hope the online works, basically. I know every game runs into its connectivity issues or server issues, but I hope it doesn't bog the game down so much here that we can't enjoy it. So we can't enjoy it in that fashion. My brain is overheating. Circle back around here to the character balance. Yeah, I know the game isn't meant to be perfectly balanced. I do understand that. And I do like that, you know, it makes sense when it comes to Dragon Ball, right? If you want like a realistic or anime accurate experience, it's gonna be unbalanced. It's rightfully so. You know, BT was like that, the Budokai Tenkaichi games. I like the idea that there's some characters that if you do well with them, it just automatically means you're better, right? I think that's pretty cool. BT3, you know, you had Hercule, Nam, Tao. They're not good, right? Compared to like Perfect Cell, Broly, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. But if you play it right, you could lay it down, could kick some ass. The team has said that will be the case for Sparking Zero, but we really don't know until we have the game if they're really committed to making sure that's the case. I really hope they stick to that. You know, I hope they try to keep true to that statement. Haven't seen any demo footage of Hercule popping off, so we don't know. Another huge issue, another giant, glaring, huge problem I have. The game is not out yet. The game is not out yet. I know. We should let them cook, right? But I am tired of waiting and being drip fed, all right? Give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me. At least give us like an online beta, right? Some kind of test, some kind of demo at home, so we can see proof that the game works and see a taste of how it plays instead of these demos that are being recorded on like people's phones, you know, or cameras on tripods, right? I'm disappointed there hasn't been a test announced yet. Gamescom's coming up. Maybe they'll announce one. You know, I would really like to see evidence that they want to make sure the game works and has a playable online. Like they should test the servers or what have you. You know, whatever they're doing. You know, if it's peer to peer, let us see that it works. You know, do they have rollback netcode? I don't know. Like let us see that it works. And we have very limited gameplay of online play. You know, they did that one presentation. I don't know what event or what it was. With the two Japanese fighting game guys. You know, I mean, hopefully this means that they're really confident that it's going to work out the gate. I don't know how likely that is, but we can only hope, or we can only cope. Moving on. What's this? Android Saga trailer. Beautiful trailer here.
Goku isn't the only Super Saiyan.
Gorgeous.
Matter of fact,
I figured I'd throw this in here because this trailer just dropped, and I'm pretty impressed. You know, we have King Cold here. King Cold's back. We haven't seen him since BT3, I think. Everything else just looks fucking great.
You're only a bug. You are much stronger than expected.
Some people complain about Android 19 because he doesn't quite sound like he did in original Z. Because he doesn't have that like robot filter over his face. What am I looking for? Oh, the most important part here. You already know. Gohan. He looks weird. He looks weird. Alright, so the model looks off. I don't know if it's just we're used to how he looks in the anime back in, you know, because I've seen the manga comparisons and it does look similar to the manga. And from what I understand, Sparking Zero has been taking a lot of inspiration from the manga. So if that's the reason why, I guess we can moan and complain all we want, but that wouldn't be the worst excuse for them to have. I don't know. Some don't like it, but honestly, what? Let's pause it here. Beautiful. Love it. What am I? Oh, here. So this guy here made a trailer deep look analysis, and he was comparing a lot of what we saw in the trailer to frames or panels from the manga, I would highly recommend checking out. You can't see his name on. I Kevin X. Fantastic video. Oh yeah, I commented on it. You see, he looks. You can't see it. Sorry. He looks. It looks pretty similar to what we've seen. Does he have? There's more here, I think. Here? I mean, I don't see his legs. That's like the main part, is that his legs look really short. Maybe go back. Here. Come on. Right here. Like, he doesn't look very tall. He looks kind of short, and I've seen some comments people making that there are like some weird discrepancies between his height from the manga and his height in the anime, and even like from panel to panel in the manga, just because of the way things get drawn with perspective and stuff. It's unclear about how he was supposed to look, just height-wise. But I really don't think it looks that bad.
I wonder if...
I mean, I'm also probably kind of biased because I do like this Shintani art style, right? It doesn't... I know some people don't, but it doesn't... I like it. It's nice. That picture's very small. I don't know why. Looks good, though. Looks good, though. Let's leave that up there. Looking great. Actually, I don't know if this looks fan-made. Actually, this looks fan-made. This might be fan. This might be a fan-made. Hold on. Looks good, though. You get the point. No, I hope going forward they maintain an art style and quality much like we saw in the new Broly movie. I think even in Superhero, I know the like 3D is weird. It's a little different. We saw a little bit of that in Broly. I actually kind of like it. I don't think it looks that bad. If they could, even if it's in the 3D style going forward, if Super ever comes back, or in movies that we get going forward here. I know Daima's not, but even if it's animated like Daima, you know, it is beautiful. It's modern, it's clean. I don't know, it's nice. Yeah, that's mostly all I'm concerned about. You know, the game looks fucking great. Otherwise, man, I haven't been this excited about a game in a long time. Most of anything else I could say really just fall under stuff that like you expect to be patched out. Like, we've seen a few bugs, a few glitches. I'm sure you've seen them, like the camera swinging around and disappearing, like going way the fuck off, and like Beerus falling apart and Goku's hair falling off. You know, it's basic stuff you expect to be fixed. And you won't really know if it's fixed until we have the game. But I don't think that's really a reason. I don't think that's a point to use to say the game's trash and to be all up in arms about. You know, we're pointing it out, and we won't really know until it's released. You know, hopefully no one thinks these thoughts that I have here mean I deserve to be berated. Unless you want to pull me into a dark room and let me fucking have it. But I have seen how some in the community have been acting lately. More just viewers in the comments of other creators and mine. In my last video, there's some special people in there. Not so much the creators themselves. You know, we do have some perpetrators in this space. I brought this up in my previous video. I brought this up in my previous video a little bit, but there seems to be a weird trend of people grabbing their pitchforks and torches whenever someone has an opinion. Hold on, let's do a little TikTok. Let you guys have something to watch here. But yeah, everyone, you know, it seems to be a weird trend of people grabbing their pitchforks and torches whenever someone even remotely might not like or have a little issue with something they don't like. And I don't mean someone who's just like spouting, you know, repetitive, straight, illogical, hateful rage bait nonsense. I mean actual critique, right? I saw a guy made a video analyzing this trailer. Actually, he was analyzing this trailer from like a game dev mindset, because he's a dev. I don't know for what or what he works on, but he got so much hate, so much shit in the comments that he took the video down. And he didn't say anything that bad. He was just pointing out things that looked weird, or you could tell where like things just like weren't complete. And I've seen people say similar things to what I've said earlier, maybe just saying they're worried about a certain thing and, you know, and they're accosted for it. All right, I'll see them post and immediately comments are filled with people just straight up calling them like a hater, they're stupid, and they're not a real Tenkaichi fan or some bullshit, right? Or people are really taking to heart. They're taking it very personally. They're being personally offended by opinions of a video game and one that isn't even out yet. Like shit, even if it was out, like Xenoverse, like people are getting real mad about Xenoverse, right? I don't understand the vitriol. I don't get it that some of these people have. It's kind of like the whole Xbox versus PlayStation like war, if you could call it, right? Or like Apple versus Android. Like why do you feel so attached to this piece of hardware, technology, in this case like software, a video game, made by these companies who don't really give a fuck about you. They don't care. You know, you didn't create the iPhone. Shout out Steve Jobs, rest in peace, brother. You know, you didn't patent the design for the PlayStation. You're not a Sparking Zero or a Xenoverse dev. Like, what is it that makes some people so attached? Or, you know, they feel like their interests are who they are. Why do people feel like these decisions they make or opinions that they have, they make them special, they make them better than other people? You know, why do you feel special, and why does someone else picking the other option make you so upset? Because you own, you know, it's like if you own a fucking Galaxy phone, which I do, you're not more intelligent than someone who doesn't. You know, that doesn't correlate. That doesn't make any sense. Just because someone likes something that you don't like, or vice versa, that doesn't make them less than you. That does not warrant just hate and this like anger that people have. They get so upset. You know, have an actual discussion, maybe, if they'll allow it. Right? There's some cases here where individuals, they're just so lost in the sauce that there's really no point arguing with them. So, you know, maybe we just gotta say what we gotta say, get it out of our system, and then, you know, move on if they don't want to have like an actual conversation about anything. You know, I think a big issue with this is we do have a few creators kind of leading the charge on this war and stoking the flames. So people just assume now that if you say anything, or if, you know, you're for or against this game, you know, they know like who you stand with. Even though there's some real concern, there's real worry for the game here, and everyone has a right to their opinions. You know, I don't think there's anything wrong with being apprehensive about a game in this day and age, right? You know, we constantly get games that release in these poor states, you know. So it's only right for people to be concerned about its release. But there is a difference between being concerned about the release of a game and wanting it to fail, like actually wanting it to fail. And I think that distinction needs to be, like, people need to open their eyes and see that there's a difference here. There's actually this clip I got over here, nade shot. The fuck is that? Get out here! Be gone! Sydney Sweeney, what's going on there? I'm afraid to click on that. See, this is the one I'm talking about.
Everybody in the gaming community wants games to fail. It's very bizarre.
It is bizarre.
The whole thing with X-Defiant is still like,
he's not talking about
stumps
Sparking,
me to this day. People complain about not having enough games to play, but when new games come out, even before they had played it, they're like, that game sucks, I'm not going to play it.
Yeah, so we're seeing that here with Sparking. Where am I? Brain melting, brain falling apart. You know, I just don't know why people want to, like, they want to be angry. They want to be angry. They want to be miserable. You know, and this kind of goes both ways with people. You know, they're betting on their horses by their name and appearance alone. And I understand wanting to have your worries heard, so maybe they can be fixed. But that doesn't apply to those who are literally campaigning for the game to fail. Right? I don't understand it. we don't know what the case is for this game going to be going forward. We don't know if they're going to support the game like they say they're going to support the game. We don't know, and you're not even remotely going to give them the benefit of the doubt. You know, like they want it to fail, and at this point, it really feels like that. You know, they've dug a grave. Some of these people in the comments and such, and I mean, there's a few creators. You know, they've dug their grave because they have to convince everyone the game's going to be bad, and they have to keep saying it's bad because as soon as they even remotely hint at that it could be good, then they're wrong, and they don't want to be wrong. You know, they want to be able to say, "I told you so." I mean, the other side is doing something similar, right? To be fair, the other side of the coin, those who are in support of, they're really excited, they're really hyped up, you know. But a part of them, you know, maybe like part of them might be worried the game might fail, right? And you know, that same thing goes for them, because if it does fail, or if it's not as good as we all think it's gonna be, you know, then that means they're wrong, and they don't. You know, how badly do people hate to be wrong, right? All while we haven't really given it a chance. We haven't given it a chance to run and show us what it's got. You know, the war, the divide in the community, it's really weird. It's really weird, man. The vitriol that people have. Like, why can't we let people be excited about something without calling them idiots for liking something? Especially something as innocuous as something as innocuous as this, right? And why can't we just let people enjoy stuff? I don't understand. But also, we need to let people have their opinions, right? Just because someone is worried about something that you like or has an issue with something you like doesn't mean you're a moron for liking it. It doesn't mean you're stupid. If you like something, you like something, and you need to have some fucking confidence in your opinions. You know, you can't be so worried about what everyone else thinks. You know, we need to let others express their worries and their opinions, and maybe we can just have a conversation. We can have a chat. I really liked that in my last video. I had a lot of comments where people just shared things they didn't like, shared things they did like, and I had to talk. You know, I could have conversations with some people. Other people, not so much. You know, but let's let it apply to those who are being genuine. You know, not the little shit stir contrarian neophobes with their disingenuous points who think it's cool to just not like things for some reason, or they just want to hate stuff because I don't know. I'm really still not sure on that one. You know, sorry that I'm ranting here. Maybe I have a PhD in Yapponomics, but I know I just made a video about someone and their opinions, and but I feel, let's make my camera bigger here. Whoop. No, but I feel reviewing what they had to say, I believe, you know, it served a different purpose in that video. It wasn't me fighting back. It wasn't me defending Sparking Zero. It wasn't so much about their negative opinions. It was more about if like that person was being genuine or not, because their opinions were fucking wacky. You know, they did have some points here and there. You know, I agreed with them on like one or two things, but most of what they had to say was just like mind-boggling. You know, I just wanted to know if that was really how they felt, or if it was like nonsensical rage bait. You know, and if you've seen that video, and if you think I'm being hypocritical here, please let me know. I don't want to be hypocritical. You know, who doesn't? I maybe I just wasn't getting my point across in that video, because I really feel like I wasn't. Because that video wasn't in defense of Sparking Zero, right? I wasn't jumping to its defense saying it's like a godsend game and everyone who doesn't like it is like an idiot and they need to fuck off. But I had enough comments of people just like being real upset with me. Well, I wonder, I do want to share one because I thought it was funny. Move the camera over. My Streamlabs is being silly goofy. It sure does. 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 had a good conversation with this guy. He disagreed with me on something, but I think it was just like, it was mostly like a misunderstanding. That was. I like having these conversations with people who are like being genuine and honest in my fucking scroll, brother. I'll come back to you later. Where are you? Because this guy I see everywhere. Okay, this one, this chain right here. Like, it wasn't the point of the video. I've had other people who just like, they come in here and they're just so angry. You know, this guy just fucking angry. He said I was like coping, and I asked him how, and he just didn't respond. Which, I mean, I kind of cope a little bit, but it was on my like text post and me thanking everyone for the feedback on my video. And he's like, "You're coping." Like, all right, buddy. Yeah, I'm the one who's coping. It's just so incredible. Like, is this normal? Is this normal? Is this just how things have been in the community for forever? Yeah, I mean, if I'm being like hypocritical, let me know. Because I'm not someone who like, I'll be honest. I'll admit when I'm wrong about something, you know. And I really like those comments. I don't know if is the hate so just ingrained in everyone at this point? Has it been so just like rubbed in that they can't like, some people just, they can't see past that the video is about that. I just, it's crazy to me. You know, I'm not sitting here like super upset or anything. It's just like so funny. Cause like I was like fucking with him. I think that's a good way to move forward. If anyone else agrees, like if you want to, you know, argue with people, that's your own prerogative. I think having some beef can be fun, but y'all motherfuckers take this shit way too serious, way too far sometimes. You know, dudes be getting heated over this. It's a fucking game, man. But I think a good way forward is to kill him with kindness, right? Or just like troll back, just be silly and unreasonable, maybe, right? You know, shut them down, because they really don't have. They just kind of have like the same things, same talking points to say over and over again. Which, to be granted, like people who are in defense of things, which I mean, this goes both ways. This honestly goes both ways. But both sides just kind of have like the same things they're saying over and over again, and everyone's just like, no one's getting anywhere. So I think it's at a point where, I don't know about you, I'm gonna have some fun with it. I think it's silly. Please let me know what issues you're having with the community, or any actual issues you're having with Sparking Zero, any concerns you might have. Do you agree with me or not? I love to have a place to read and discuss with others. That has been like my favorite thing about YouTube right now, is just like actually being a part of the community and like talking with people. You know, don't be afraid to express your opinions, at least in my comments. Unless you're being like racist or something, you can kind of say, I'm not going to get rid of a bunch of comments or anything. I'm not going to block people unless you're being ridiculous. But, you know, just, I guess also don't be surprised when people disagree with you. You know, I'll let y'all argue it out down there. Let's just see if you can refrain from the name calling. Ultimately, I think we should all live and let live, unless you're being an asshole or beating it to lollies. See y'all later.
Your shelter is secure, is it?
Of course it is. See for yourself just how powerless you are.
Roger that.